Bitcoin saw a huge breakout yesterday and we're on the way to a new all-time high. We're also running into this big resistance area, so don't be fooled by Bitcoin now. We will have a look at some other formations and I will have a look at Ethereum, BNB and JASMY. So slap up that like button if you like this video, so smash it up to the 10 likes and you will help the channel a lot. Let's dive right into the charts. On the 6-hour time frame we can see this beautiful consolidation pattern for Bitcoin unfolding. And we can see the price is getting squeezed into this apex. We saw a beautiful breakout, retest this previous resistance as support, and from there we came further back up. And from the point of retest you could have made an insane trade of about 4%. And I did monitor this trade on my Twitter channel and also in my free Telegram group. So you could have made this trade and you will be warned. But now we can see Bitcoin is running into this big resistance on this time frame. If we break this critical resistance, then we can reach for new all-time highs. And the last few days I've been monitoring this inverse head and shoulders for Bitcoin. And I was monitoring when we were at this point, and we were potentially making a new higher low for Bitcoin. And now we are back at this huge neckline resistance. And I want to see a break of this level to the top side, retest this previous resistance as support, and then come further back up. And then we immediately make a new all-time high. So that will be very bullish price action for Bitcoin. But first, I want to see a break because there are two scenarios possible in this situation, and we can also see more downside from here. But that is a little bit more bearish scenario. Yesterday we saw a buying pressure of $886 million for the Bitcoin ETF, so that is huge. And this was the third biggest day for the Bitcoin ETFs. And if we look at the cumulative inflow for this Bitcoin ETF, we can see we made a huge spike yesterday, and we're creating all-time high after all-time high. And this is very bullish, and we are almost at the $15 billion of USDT inflow. So that is insane, and I believe we are still at the beginning of this bull cycle, and these numbers can pump up to 50 billion maybe in the future. So this will have a huge positive effect on the Bitcoin market and also the Bitcoin price. I've been talking a lot about this Bitcoin bull flag. Last week we broke out beautifully of this bull flag, and then we saw some sideways consolidation, and now we're seeing a beautiful continuation of the uptrend. And also here we can see a beautiful retest of the previous resistance, because this downward sloping resistance was acting as resistance first. And we can see a beautiful retest as support. And from that point we are already seeing an increase of more than 7%. So that was also a very beautiful trade to make. And I did warn you about it on my Twitter page, so you can follow me there. And you will never miss these kind of trades. And the breakout target of this bull flag formation will be around the $90,000. So this is insane. And if we reach this target, it won't happen overnight like this, but I expect that we're going to see a very bullish price action also with the inflow in the Bitcoin ETFs, and that we're going to see the continuation of the bullish uptrend, and eventually we will reach this breakout target of the $90,000. So be prepared and be warned. And if we have a look at the Bitcoin daily chart, we can see Bitcoin is still in this range. So we have to be a little bit cautious because we are running into this big resistance on the daily time frame. And on the downside, we saw a huge bounce from the support. And I was talking about this support. And if we held the support, that we could see a bounce from this level. We bounced perfectly. So of course, this is looking a little bit like the inverse head and shoulders, and what we want to see for Bitcoin is that we're going to see a break of this critical resistance, then come back for a retest of this previous resistance to turn it into support. From here you could potentially enter the market in a long, or you can also spot buy, of course, and then from there we can aim for higher targets. But if we break this level, the last big resistance will be the previous all-time high. And that will be around the almost the $74,000. So if we break this level, then then Bitcoin is coming into the price discovery zone, and that means there will be no historic price action for Bitcoin. So the way to the top is free, and we could potentially maybe shoot to the 80,000K, or we could potentially shoot to the 100,000K. So everything is possible if we break this previous all-time high. And I also want to have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is looking very bullish after this big run up on the chart. Ethereum is looking very bullish after this big run up because of the Ethereum spot ETF news. We can see some sideways consolidation now with a lot of touch points on the top side as resistance and a lot of touch points on the downside as support. And this price is getting squeezed into this apex, and eventually Ethereum has to pick a side, or we will either break to the top side, retest the previous resistance as support, and come further back up. But we potentially could also see a break to the downside, retest the support as resistance, and then come further back down. But yeah, I expect that that we're going to see a continuation of this bullish uptrend, and that we're eventually going to see more upside from here. And yeah, if you want to trade this kind of breakouts, you can enter the market in the long right here. And in the link in the description, you can sign up for a Bybit account or a CoinW account. So check the links in the description and yeah, start trading. And if we then have a look at the daily time frame for Ethereum, we can see yeah, this beautiful run up. We came at this big resistance area because in the past it acted as resistance and support. It also was acting as resistance last week, but we broke through it. And now we are retesting it as support, and it seems like the support is holding strong enough, so we maybe can continue the bullish uptrend to the top side and then reach this breakout target of this falling wedge formation I've been talking about, because this breakout target for the falling wedge formation is eventually the top side of the formation, and that will be around the $4,100. So yeah, it's still some way to grow for Ethereum. And this will be the last critical resistance on this time frame. And after that, we could potentially reach for a new all-time highs, and that will be around the $4,700. So that will be around here. But first, we have to break this construction, and then we can aim for higher prices. But it's looking very bullish for Ethereum, if you ask me. And another interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is BNB, so the Binance coin. And I've been monitoring this consolidation pattern for BNB, and I was expecting a huge move. Of course, we could see a potential break to the top side or a break to the downside. But yeah, as I'm always saying, you have to wait for a confirmation of the breakout. Then you can wait for a retest of the previous resistance to turn into support. And from here, you can enter the market in the long. And yeah, we saw a beautiful breakout. And yeah, as I was saying, I was monitoring this on my Twitter page. So you could have been updated about this. We can also see that the BNB is retested this previous resistance as support. And yeah, on the chart, it's looking very beautiful. As I was saying, we are in this consolidation pattern with some sideways price action after this beautiful run-up. We saw a big resistance getting broken. We saw a confirmation of the breakout. We saw a retest as the support. And from there, you could have entered the market in the long. And yeah, if you traded this long, you could have potentially already made more than yeah, 19%. So that is insane. And BNB is now above the $700. And if we look at the weekly time frame, yeah, we can see BNB is currently making an all-time high. So that is very beautiful to see. And that after the imprisonment of CZ, he went to prison 2 days ago. But yeah, they're still printing big. And yeah, this is a beautiful thing to see for BNB. So if you got in this trade, congratulations. But yeah, I've been warning you about this trade. And you could have made a lot of money. And in yesterday's video, someone asked me in the comments to chart JASMY and to give an analysis about JASMY. And I will say, of course, I will have a look at JASMY. So let's dive into the chart. On the daily time frame, we can see JASMY is yeah, having this beautiful bullish continuation to the top side. And we saw the price was getting squeezed into this apex. If you look at it like this. And yeah, eventually we needed to see a breakout for JASMY, and we broke out to the top side. We can also see a retest of this formation as support. So the previous resistance was getting turned into support. From here, you could have entered the market in the long, and from there we can see that JASMY was pumping straight away. So if you got into this long on this pattern outbreak, then you could potentially made 100%. So that is an insane trade to make. But keep in mind that if we're going to see a lot of green candles, you don't want to step into the market at this point, because we could potentially see a little bit more downside from here, but because what goes up, that must come down, and eventually some things that come up hard will also come hard back down. Not financial advice, but I won't be buying here at the top. You could potentially maybe wait for a retest, and the first interesting point I want to have maybe a buy order is at this point, because we can see this was a big resistance first. We can see resistance here, we can see resistance here, and we can see it getting flipped into support here. So if we want to come back down to this level, yeah, potentially you could maybe enter the market in the long here. So I hope you find this video useful. Slap up that like button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.